Let's go.
Brand new Lamborghini, fuck a cop car. With a pistol on my hip like I'm a cop. Have you ever met a real nigga rock star? This ain't no guitar, bitch, this a clock.
What's up, KD Squad? Welcome back to the channel, and today we are back with another video. I'm eating breakfast because I'm hungry. So anyway, we're gonna just dive into what we're doing today. So today we're doing a movie review of the movie called Detroit. I don't know if you guys seen that. It came out in 2017. It's not new. If you've never seen it, it may be new to you, but it's not new. So I'm just gonna talk about my feelings towards the way the movie was, you know, the real life, because this was based on real people. And I always like, you know, stories that are based on real people. I'm gonna tell you a summary of it. Just give me a summary of it and tell you my thoughts on what I thought about the movie and everything, because, you know, I feel like it's important. Okay, it says, in the summer of 1967, rioting and civil unrest starts to tear apart the city of Detroit. 2 days later, a report of gunshots promotes the Detroit Police Department, the Michigan State Police, and the Michigan Army National Guard to search and seize an ex of nearby hotel. Well, motel, because it wasn't a hotel, it was a motel. Several policemen started to flout, proceed by following, you know, forcefully, viciously interrogating guests to get a confession. By the end of the night, 3 unarmed men are gunned down while several others are brutally beaten. That is the summary of this movie. It came out July 25th, 2017. This movie is like an image of what happened back then that is happening right now. So when I saw in the beginning the rioting, the looting, and all of that, that's happening right now, like of 2020. And this happened in 1967. So, like I said in my last video, or my other videos, history repeats itself over and over again. And it's crazy. This movie is crazy. It starts off, they're looting, they're, you know, burning down buildings. It's exactly the same. Like, none of it is different from what is going on right now. The only difference is the way that stuff was handled back then is not handled now. As far as people being scared of the police, they were not afraid of the police at all. Some even tried to fight the police. Like, this is a good movie. It's based on real events. Some of it was fabricated because a lot of the people that was, you know, involved, they did not want to talk about this. Why would you want to talk about this? This was a horrible time. But anyway, I'm going to continue to tell you a little bit more about the movie. So it's, you know, basically starts off with the, you know, the looting and everything like that. And then it goes into a moment where there was a singing group, you know, and this was the main character as well. He was a part of the singing group, and he was, you know, so like ready to sing or whatever the case may be, and he was not able to do that because they were rioting. And the thing about it is that when stuff like this happen, you have to be able to handle it, you know, the best way you can, the best way you know how to. Now let's switch over to the officers that was in this, you know, this situation here. They were dicks. Like, let's just be honest, they were dicks. And you mean to tell me that you interrogated these boys the whole entire night for what? Because you heard a gunshot? Because you thought it was a sniper? That's exactly what they thought it was. They were the dudes that was upstairs. I didn't even explain that. Okay, let's go ahead and go to the actual event. So the guys that was upstairs, it was about 5 or 6 of them, I think. They were just upstairs, you know, doing whatever they do, whoop de whoop. And one of the dudes shoot out the window. Now, he's trying to, like, I guess, scare them or, like, I don't know what he was trying to do, but he shot multiple times, and that's what caused them to come to the hotel to, you know, ask, like, what's going on, who's shooting, yada, yada, yada. So it ended up being racial profiling at the end of the night. And there's another character in here that I could not take serious, because it's like, you are standing by, you're watching it, you're allowing it, you don't really care. It was a security guard. He was black. He worked a little grocery store that night, and he was, you know, he went over and he was being generous to the National Guard and the police officers, yada, yada, yada. And so when he went into the motel with them, I don't know what his intentions were. I don't know if he was trying to, you know, help the situation or whatever the case may be, but his role was not needed, because it's like, you didn't do anything. You sat there and you watched it and you allow it, just like today. You sit, you watch, and you allow it, and you don't do anything. Like, that's how change does not happen. You know, we have people that allow it, and then we have people that speak up and say something and don't allow it. And he was not the one. Okay? So, yeah. They assume it was a sniper, and when they got there, you know, of course there was racial profiling. One of the dudes ran out of the room talking about he can't do this. You know, he was the main one shooting, playing around with the gun like it was okay. And so once they got to, like, once he was running downstairs, he ended up getting shot by one of the cops. Now, the cops that shot him is the same cop that shot another black dude in the beginning of the movie. And it's like, okay, like, you just don't care. So he shoot him, he kill him, actually. Then he tries to make it seem like the boys like something was a stabbing occurring. That was not it. You shot him. You was racially profiling him. You did not care. You was a racist. Continue. You know? And then there was another set of people. There were 2 more black boys. They didn't have nothing to do with this. They was, like, literally in the room, on the phone, chilling, relaxing. Then they ended up getting pulled out of the room. And they basically took him downstairs or whatever, had him face to the wall, you know, was interrogating them for hours and hours. Then the last set of people were 2 white girls and this black dude. They were just in shock on why the white girls were even in the room with the black dude. They was questioning them, talking about, why would you choose them, yada, yada, yada. Racially profiling once again, don't care. And so they took them all downstairs. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's 7 people in total. 2 of the people that was in the crew was white, which were the 2 females. And then the other guy that got shot and killed, he's, like, literally in the next room dead. Like, so they interrogate them the whole night, trying to figure out who had the gun, who was shooting, yada, yada, yada. Nobody would talk. And that's how it should be. Okay? Nobody would talk, and, you know, it got to the point where they was taking them in the room individually, one by one, interrogating them, you know, making it seem like they were killing them, but they weren't. They were just scaring them so that they can get the truth out. But my thing is, you killed the person who was shooting, so you just wanted to have more fun, clearly. And it's not okay. I think 2 of them died. 2 or 3 of them died, I want to say. And I watched this last night. So, yeah. 2 or 3 of them died. And it really didn't. They didn't have to do any of the stuff that they were doing. There was no reason. They didn't give you an excuse to even come in there. The excuse is that they were black and you didn't care. Okay, let's just go ahead and put that out there. They didn't care because, like they said in the movie, if it was some white people, this would not be the same thing happening to them. Okay. So, to wrap this review up, the police officers were not found guilty, of course. All of them testified against them. Nothing happened. No justice was served. But they did say in the end that those officers never went back to work. They never ended up going back to be police officers. Yeah, because once you do something like that, there's no coming back from that. And their big bosses was not even with that. They was just not on none of that stuff that they was on. It was 3 white officers who were doing the interrogating, who were, doing the killing, the beating, and all of that. And none of that was necessary. Like, none of it. You had no reason. But overall, that was a good movie. I feel like you guys should watch it. Take note of how the same things that were happening back then are happening now. And it's like, there's no justice, there's no change. And that's the problem now. That's the problem. Okay? So, that's all for my KD squad. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like, subscribe to the channel, and leave some comments in the comment section. And I will just see you guys in my next vlog or video.